Hi folks, Brian Lowell French here. I'm so happy that you've chosen to sign up for this channel and to watch these series of videos that we hope will be life-changing for you, positively life-changing. So this content is based on my book, Harmonic Leadership, Leading with Inclusive Mindful Caring, where every person feels fully valued, fully motivated, and fully cared for. So we're going to be exploring the book through these series of videos, hitting the highlights, just to make sure that you have a good basis of understanding. And even if you choose to not buy the book, which is fine, you will get enough information from these videos. You'll see enough information on the screen that it can help you to grow as a leader. So in this series, we're going to be just going through the book, using excerpts from the book. You're going to see the book on the screen as you're seeing now. And I'll just go through and hit some of the highlights. So to get started, this is our copyright page, obviously, that it is reserved. And even though I like to share this as freely as possible, please don't copy it. Please don't use it in other works without written permission. I'm very open to that, but please contact me first and ask for permission. Here's our table of contents. This is the flow of the book, and there are 9 chapters, some bigger, some smaller, but overall it leads to 350 total pages of information for you. And I'll stress again, the key to developing as a leader is to increase self-awareness. This book hopefully will provide the key. And even if you don't choose to buy the book or access the book through our site, then hopefully you'll at least feel that you've received some of the keys to leadership just through these short videos that we're going to be posting. So a little bit about the book itself that you're going to read in the introduction section. This is a journey of self-discovery. Any leadership program that you go through hopefully will have that sense that it is a journey. There's a starting point, there's an ending point, and it's going to be an interesting path along the way. And that's what I sincerely hope that you're going to find here as well. When I try to explain what harmonic leadership is, it's best explained as a philosophy, as you see here in this section. It's also meant to be, though, a very practical and pragmatic guide. It's not going to be highfalutin. It's not going to be just extremely theoretical and out in the sky and the clouds. It's going to be day-to-day leadership. Hey, I've got this situation. How do I deal with it? Yeah, I'll sprinkle in some of the high in the sky, blue sky, big white puffy cloud thoughts and ideas, but ultimately there will be pragmatic tools, pragmatic models that you can utilize in order to work on those day-to-day situations in such a way that it will be effective. So as a leadership philosophy, it can be summarized with these 3 words that you heard about in the title of the book: inclusive, mindful, caring. We're going to spend a lot of time in this series talking about those 3 elements, being inclusive of everyone, of every element of difference, and showing what I term mindful caring as a phrase. It's being mindful in the way that we care for others. The ultimate theme of this book is care. And there's going to be some models that actually use that as an acronym or as a concept. But as an overall theme, if the only thing you get out of this series of videos is that sense that, as a leader, my first job, my top priority is to care for those within my care, my circle of care. Every leader, regardless of whether you're a hierarchical leader, or organizational leader, or a leader of a project team, or a leader in a community group, or a leader of a family unit, or just an individual contributor in these roles, but you're leading in such a way that it's showing others the path to follow. If we can do that with this sense of care, then we're going to be doing things right. It is the core driver of a leader. And when I really distilled leadership down to its core essence, that's the word that kept coming to mind. So I decided in the book to just make that the central focus, that our core role is to care for others. When we talk about the audience, I alluded to it just a moment ago. This is for not only those in the workplace, but those outside the workplace as well. And I like to say, if you want to be a more positive, inclusive, and mindful caring manager, coach, teacher, community member, parent, spouse, partner, and friend. It's for all of these areas because the content in the book, even though a lot of the focus will be on the workplace or the work environment, it definitely translates to all areas of life. Because as it says at the bottom of that short section there, great leadership is great leadership, regardless of title or the number of people one is leading. And that's the other thing I should stress about this book is a lot of leadership content is based on or directed towards one level of leadership, say first-time managers or frontline managers or mid-level managers or executive leaders. I carefully wrote this book in such a way that it is relevant for every leader, regardless of level, regardless of experience, time and role, time in your career. Everyone should be able to gain content from this book that will help them to be better leaders. So where did the content come from? As I said, it's more philosophical than scientific, though I do have a lot of scientific theories that I utilize within the content. I reference all of those either within the text in line or at the end of each chapter where I have a reference section. All of the original models, tools, and information are focused on that scientific understanding. I'm science-based by nature, but I realize that the pure science won't directly relate to probably more than half the population that are more feeling-based. So we need to create these models in such a way that, which I tried to do, to address all needs. So hopefully you will find that each of the models each of the sections, there's a scientific piece that explains the background enough for those who are more scientific to understand that it is based in the reality of science. But it addresses the emotional needs of ourselves and those who we lead. And it talks a little bit about my background. I've been a leader in nonprofits, in education. I've been a leader in corporate settings, working for a Fortune 20 company, leading the global leadership development programs. So I have a broad and wide range of experience. Basically, it's saying I'm old and I've lived a lot, but I've seen a lot, and I've helped a lot of people at various types of companies and organizations. And I'm a certified executive coach as well. So through that, I have seen a lot from around the world. I've heard the stories. I've helped people to work through a number of crazy situations. And all of that ultimately got fed into what you find in this book. So, and then the next paragraph is my little mea culpa. I've made tons of mistakes throughout my leadership career. And for those who have worked for me, you know what I'm talking about because you had to deal with those mistakes and you helped me to learn from those mistakes. So thank you so much for being patient with me as I learned and grew. I will admit that much of what you'll find in the book is directly from those mistakes that I made and figuring out ways to overcome them to do better next time, and sharing that with you. The next paragraph just talks about this is not going to be like a first-person narrative. I won't use the word I in the text very much at all throughout the book, just in this introduction section. And that's very intentional as well. I want you to be placed within the story. I want you to think about your situations that you've had and how these models could have helped in those situations so that you are the central character in the story of harmonic leadership. And the last little section on this page is talking about the format, and just wanted to share that this is not a narrative type of book. It's not something you're just going to pick up and read story after story with maybe some light teaching after each story, tying in some of the concepts. It's more of a fact-based, it's almost, I won't say a textbook, but gosh, it's pretty close to being a textbook. But hopefully more interesting than a standard textbook, because it's also going to be a guidebook. It's not something you read, it's something you work in. Within the book, you're going to find that you're going to read a couple of sections or a couple of pages, and then you're going to be asked to do something, an assessment or a self-reflection activity or some sort of activity that you are applying your actual life into this work. And then after you finish that, you want to stop, you want to think about it for a day or so, and then read the next section. So you're going to find that this is not a short read. This is something that will take a journey in order to complete. And by the end of that journey, hopefully you feel that it was definitely worth the investment of time and energy into it. All right, so for today, I think that is plenty to go into. I just wanted to welcome you to this series. You're going to find a number of videos. I frankly don't know how many videos that I'll put into this teaching series where you see me and you see the book. There on the channel, you'll also find little short videos that just thoughts of the day that pop in my head that relate to the content that I'll share with you. And I obviously invite you to subscribe. Please like if you find value in it. It helps to build awareness so others can find this as well. And also invite you to visit our website at harmonicleadership.net, where you're going to find additional information, additional tools, and ways to engage with me and with others who are utilizing these concepts.